This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a DJ, crypto enthusiast. Shout out to the Patreons. Feels so good. What's about to happen? You know what's about to happen, right? All right, so we are at 48,000. We're 48,100. You know, well, what's 100 between friends, right? So basically, a couple weeks back, we were in an ascending triangle. Bitcoin broke out and it hit 49K. And then we fell back into the range. We fell below the triangle and we pushed down to 38,500 roughly. At this point, instead of continuing to go further, which is what would be expected during the this point before the halving, during the 4-year cycle, instead of that, we produced this hammer or dragonfly doji, and we reversed and we started going up, and now we printed this huge candle, this huge green bullish candle headed towards 49K, actually, as predicted. Like, I don't, again, these things that are happening are very close to what I said was going to happen. I take that as a grain of salt. I still confirm that no one can predict the market short term. I just happen to get a lot of things right. I hope that continues. If it continues, I'll be happy, right? But if it doesn't, then I won't be surprised either, right? So what I think is going to happen next, remember our last video I said we're going to head towards a 49K, and look, we're heading towards a 49K. So at this point, as we hit 49K, we can get a slight rejection. This rejection, I do not anticipate it coming all the way back down to 38,500 as it did before. The reason why I don't, there's a number of reasons. Let's go through them. Okay, the Bitcoin ETF, as you know, is out, and there is a lot of sell pressure back here from the GBTC. So they were selling. They are pretty much now done with their selling, and now we have buy pressure from the ETFs, and there's no counter sell pressure to the buy pressure from the ETFs. There's no longer any counter sell pressure. It's a demand supply equation, and now we have more demand than supply. We're not even at the halving yet. Halving is in April. We're already heading to 49K. So what I project to happen next, and I take that with a grain of salt, I must reemphasize that over and over again, that I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just giving you my opinion. And I'm also going to emphasize again that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm giving you my opinion, and this is a free opinion. If you have been listening to my calls, right? If you have been listening, congratulations, right? But again, I'm not Houdini, and I don't expect to get everything right. Okay, so moving right along, we're heading back to 49K, right? We get a rejection at 49K. We do not go all the way back down to 38, whatever that is, 38,500. We get a rejection. That rejection gets bought up. We go back to 49K. We hit it. We break it. Once we break 49K, before the halving, let me say that again, I don't know. If I could put my words in bold print. We break it before the halving. We go parabolic. The altcoins start doing backflips. Especially, hold on, I like this part. Hold on. Especially my altcoins, my altcoins go parabolic at that point. My Patreons, well, they start to put their, they start to lean back, and they stretch out a little bit, and they start to think about the future, you know? It's too bad you're not a Patreon. I mean, if you're not, it's too bad. Because hold on, let me show you guys something. Let me show you. I hope I didn't. I have the right. I'm not giving you too much information. You see, buy alert, buy alert, buy alert, buy alert. I will scroll down the page, but I don't want to reveal too much. But you could imagine the prices that they're getting in on, and the projects that they're getting in on. They're getting in on the gems, right? They're getting in on the gems that are gonna outperform. And so when this goes parabolic, I mean, the portfolios go parabolic. And again, these are projections. Let's say that we have some kind of unpredicted surprise wick down, because that's possible too. Again, I this is not my market. I am not BlackRock. Okay, I'm giving you my opinion. But let's say we have some wick down. I still have cash on the side prepared for that wick. If we get a wick, I don't need as much money as, like let's say hypothetically, for what 5K is going to buy right here with this wick, 2K could buy that. So I won't need that much funds down here if we get a wick. So I have cash on the side if we go down. If we go down, I'm buying. I'm buying. I don't know what I have to sell. I had to sell a monitor or something. Maybe I'll start doing videos on my phone, right? Like a lot of the other YouTubers just walk around the neighborhood with my phone, and I'll do that for a while. But yeah, I think we're about to go completely bananas, and we're not even at the halving. The halving comes 2 months after the halving. Man, where we could be very, very high. So that's my take on the market. Hold on, let me pull up a few things. There's so many things I'm looking at. You can't see my other screens here, but I have a lot of different screens open. I did want to mention a few gems, but now I'm going to have to pull it up. Just to let you know, some of the gems my Patreons were getting into: Engine Starter, Dex Check. They were getting into what other ones? There's a lot. I mean, I don't want to divulge too much, but they're buying low, right? And it's nice that people are in profit now. That's cool. But even if they weren't, if this is another thing, if we were to have a 20% pullback or something like that, do not panic. Don't think that, oh, it was a mistake, I should have waited. Don't feel like that. Just make sure you have funds to buy that dip too. Should the dips come, the dips are not really here yet, but should they come, just make sure that there's funds there to buy the dips if they do come, right? But there's a lot of them I'm looking at right now, that we have been buying, or more particular, I have been buying up, and there's a lot of alpha. I'm giving you alpha right now, right? But I have to give them more alpha, right? Because they're the supporters of the channel. AIT protocol is doing well. These were one of my. I have a gems list, by the way. These were one of the gems on the gems list. Orange, ORNJ, another gem on the gem list. DexCheck is doing quite well. Chat GPT, another gem. OTK, another. Manta Network, all right, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to give away. But the buy points, the intro, you want to make sure you get your timing right on the purchase, right? And that's the difference between during the bull run, during the full bull run. That's the difference between you getting 100x versus a 50x is your timing on the purchase. So that's why if I was not a member of the Patreon, I would be, because it doesn't cost money, it saves money, right? If I'm going to be taking this thing seriously, and I'm going to be putting serious capital into crypto, I would get as much ammunition as possible, as much advice as possible, as much help as possible. Because let's say I try to save myself, I'm gonna save $50 this month or whatever it is, right? By the way, the Patreon doesn't even cost that much. Again, the Patreon is like free. But like, let's say I'm under the impression that I'm going to do that. Let's say I do that. So I save myself $50, but I end up costing myself $15,000 in the bull run because I didn't get in at the right time or get out. Actually, you're going to end up costing yourself more. My opinion, not financial advice. I'm just trying to be conservative with my numbers here, but I would do the smart thing. I would just do the smart thing. I also mentioned that Casper is going to moon. Casper Moon is having a pullback right now. I would look at the pullback as entry opportunities. I wouldn't be like, oh, it's a pullback. I was wrong. What was I thinking? I hate crypto. I'm giving up. And then Casper goes to like $1.30 or some ridiculous number, or some ridiculous number, and then you end up kicking yourself. Like you just like, why did I quit? I'm not even gonna put that negativity out there in the atmosphere because that's not what the channel is about. This is the channel of the winners, right? So it's all positive here. Shout out to the Patreons, and they have the gems, and you don't. they have a list of gems. They literally have a whole list of them, right? And they're getting buy alerts again. And I'm not even going to go buy alert, bro. You keep going. Look at all this information, man. Look at all this information. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, man. But definitely make sure you check it out. Check out the links. Bitcoin's at 48 something. We're heading to 49. We could play around here all we want to, but it only delays the inevitable. Once we break 49, we go parabolic. In my opinion, I am not a financial advisor. I have to say that because you always have these videos are going to eventually reach thousands of people, right? In the beginning, it's only a couple hundred or whatever, but eventually it ends up being like thousands of people. So I have to say these things over and over again, and I hate repeating myself, but I have to. It's kind of like the law. So I have to say that. So people understand and so people take responsibility for their decisions, right? Because this is crypto, it's risky, right? If I'm telling you something that could do 100 times your money, then there's also a chance that something can go to zero, right? And nothing works like that. Even when you start a business, 90% of businesses fail, right? But if you look at the successful businesses, Best Buy, Amazon, why did I just freeze? But you look at all of these, you can name anything, Macy's, you look at all of these businesses, for every one of these, Tesla, for every one of these businesses that end up killing it and does 1,000x, there's 100 other businesses that fail and go to zero, okay? So there's 90% success rate. So it's going to be the same way in crypto, right? And that's why the idea is to get in at a low price, pick the cryptos that are better than the rest of them, cryptos that have better VCs, that has better funding, that have better backers, that have stronger teams, that have good fundamentals, that have good tokenomics, has good pumpamentals such as GTAI, has the eye candy that retail is going to look at during the bull run, that has a product that people are going to use during the bull run. Apple just came out with the metaverse device, right? Looking at being ahead of the curve and finding cryptos that are going to be able to push this narrative and think about connections before other people do. Like maybe Script Network, since they deal with TV programming, maybe they could figure a way to get in on some of this VR stuff and some of this display stuff that they could display their technology on these kind of devices. Just seeing these things and getting ahead of the curve and doing research. Now, the more eyes you have on this kind of information, the better. So if I was trying to maximize what I was doing in crypto, I would try to get experts, and I would try to get different experts. And the more people we have looking at it that give good advice, the more I would try to build that team. That's what I would do. But I'm just talking about personally what I would do. I wouldn't try to save myself $20 and then end up losing $50K over the bull run. I don't get that understanding. It's called penny wise and pound foolish. But I'm going on and on. I think it's good information, by the way. Even though I'm going on, I really do think it's valuable information. But I just wanted to give you an update. And remember, I gave you all of this for free, man. I said, most likely this is going to happen, and I said most likely we go down to here. We did. I said we'll probably end up visiting 49K again really soon, or end up going up. Really, we did. And I also said that we're going to be hitting this. This is what I said, future projections. We're probably going to be hitting this. Eventually we bust out and we go parabolic. Even when we get a pullback, it won't go all the way down to there. I doubt it. And again, I also left the room open that if it does, well, it does. If it does, it does. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm just saying what I think might happen, right? But at this point, I would get my bags packed. If your bags are not, if most of your crypto is not in already, like you don't have anything, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope it works out for you if you don't have anything at this point. Or if you feel like I'm going to wait until a dip, I'm not going to buy anything at all. I'm going to wait for a dip because it always dips around here. I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to buy anything. Everybody else is wrong. Then you're playing Russian roulette, because if you're right, then you do phenomenally well. You do extremely well. But if you're wrong, you have to buy at 2x. So you basically have half the crypto now, because we're already all the way up there, so it's very risky to have that standpoint. So I have most of my bags packed. I'm expecting to go up higher really soon, and pullbacks, I have cash also on the side to buy the pullbacks. That's how I look at it. But most of my stuff is in the market already, so that's my standpoint. By the way, I'm going to give you one more gem because I'm such a nice guy. I'm going to give you one more. Hold on. Let me, 'cause I don't want to have everything out here displayed, right? All right, let me see. This right now, if you wanted to get in on Hello, pay attention to it. Pay attention to what's happening with Hello. Are we at bottom? I don't know. Maybe we're not at bottom. I will tell you this though. Look how steep that decline is. Pay attention. If you're looking to get out or trickle out 2025, this is not a bad entry point right now, right? That's all I'm going to say, right? It's not a bad entry point. It still has good fundamentals. Down 50% on the month. I'm picking a little bit up, and I'll continue to DCA, right? So that's all I'm going to say about that. Not financial advice. That's my opinion. But this also, you see this big solid green bar? That was my opinion. Buying here, that was my opinion. Okay? This right here, this is all my opinion too. So, I guess I'm opinionated. Right? I'm opinionated. Shout out to the Patreons. Right? We're gonna have a good time this bull run. We're still early for all coins, right? Not for Bitcoin. For all coins, we're still early. And we're gonna continue to do what we do. So what's up? Alright guys, have a good one, okay? Take care of your physical, spiritual, and mental health.